St Mark's Fawkner is a small school compared to most. We have an enrolment of about 170 students. It's made up of families from all around the world. In the past we had a lot of migrants from Italy, but now we have people who have come from the subcontinent, from the Middle East, as well as Europe and Asia. One of the big obstacles that we identified in 2008-2009 was some members of our community felt welcome and included, but not everybody felt comfortable coming onto the school property. We had identified that there were some behavioural issues within the school and that there were some families who were disconnected from the school. We also identified that school morale, both on student, staff and parent level, could improve. In 2010, when we began Kids Matter, we realised we needed to understand the context of our families. We didn't know how we were being not inclusive if we didn't first understand our parents and our families. The challenges we faced when we were looking to involve our community members was, one, finding out who our community is and understanding who our community is. And then two, breaking down some barriers that had been built up over many years. Parents often base their own school experience on their experiences, and they expect schools to be what they went through in the 80s or 90s. We had to stand in the shoes of our parents and see what they thought was happening at St Mark's.
The first step was to find out more about our community, so I remember spending some time at a staff meeting early in the year where we looked at the list of children in our classes and we determined what we already knew about those children and their families. And there were a whole group of children in each of the class groups that we didn't know very much about.
We commissioned a consultant to look at the school through the eyes of a visitor or a parent, and she put together a survey directed at our families, asking specific questions that were relevant to the people and families in Fawkner. She collated those results and then presented those results to the school executive and staff. That fed what we did in our strategic plan. The number of countries our families are connected to overseas are 25 countries. It's incredible, isn't it?
The main reason for doing the survey was to make parents feel that they are part of the community, so that they are included and that the school really values their opinions and really wants to get to know them.
At St Mark's in Fawkner, we reflect the diversity of our families within the school culture by constantly asking the question, have we included everybody? So it comes down to setting aside time for planning at executive school leadership level and at classroom level and in the classroom. We ask our teachers to be aware of the context and background of the children before they set any learning at home activity. We make sure that there are concrete symbols around the school that reflect more than one culture, and we are continuously open to suggestions and conversations with our parents so that we don't present that we've got all the ideas. We have to take a multi-pronged approach. If it's an event where the whole community is coming together, nothing beats face-to-face contact and relationships, and our staff are instructed and encouraged to make that face-to-face contact, to go out of their way to shake a hand or to make eye contact with that parent. If we're trying to include one particular section, then we invest time in planning and discussion what would suit that cultural group. It might require an interpreter to be present. We might need to send the note home in the language of that group. It might be that that group doesn't prefer the written form, that they prefer a phone call or a face-to-face approach. Each group is different and it requires constant reflection.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
She's coming?
She's coming.
Oh, fantastic. What about
St Mark's has a lot of family and students activities, and like Hope Cafe and stuff. My mum really enjoys that because like she tells us that like in her country and stuff that wouldn't happen, but whereas here, like it was like the first school we've been to that like do family stuff and activities like that, and she really likes it because they offer like they offer kind of halal meat, even though we're not Muslim, but like where we come from, like we have that all the time, and like they offer that, and my mum thought that was like, you know, really nice for all the people that can't not have halal meat. So yeah.
One of the things that came to the top was that the families had a thirst for their children to maintain Arabic language, spoken and written Arabic in particular, and that was something that this community wasn't offering at the time, but it was relatively easy for us to put that into place.
ألف ألف أ إصبع باء ب بيت تاء ت تفاحة ثاء ثلج.
One thing leads to another. The parents, by and large, are sitting outside in the playground or in our parents' space or outside the classroom. So we're in the process at the moment to offer an English language conversation class, which will be held at the school for our Arabic speaking parents who wish to participate. While their children are learning Arabic, they'll be in the classroom next door practicing their English conversation skills.
Just a very, very welcoming atmosphere. It's just resonant through the walls. It's just in the teachers. It's just the way that you're greeted from the moment that you step through the door. You're welcome here. It's the smile, it's the openness of the teachers, it's the teachers are always approachable. The principal and the vice principal, you know you're being heard. You've got a question, there is never a time where you are not welcome to go in and talk to people.
From my experience, I can see they're working so hard to make the children here very happy, very good, and even the family. When they see this much concern about the situation, they're feeling more welcoming and more confident to work with the school.
Well, my mum, she was born in Egypt, and my dad was born in Sudan. And we came here as refugees because my dad had war in his country. They kind of really helped out my mum, and I really liked how they would include her, and they invited her to parents and friends meetings and stuff. And like they made her feel not alone. They showed her that, you know, St. Mark's is her family and I'll support her all the way through. Even though I'm going Year 7 next year, I just don't want to leave St. Mark's. You know, I'm going to miss it, you know, a lot. Like out of all the 7 schools I've been to, I think this one's my favourite one because like not only did it include me, but it included my mum as well. And I think that's really important to me because like I really love my mum.